kids I worked with in prison, that had been done to them all their life. And they knew the adults didn't have any power, and they would just refuse to do these things. True power is invisible. I would never have said to my children, and now even my youngest grandchildren, I know I can count on you to do this because you love me so much. You would never, ever say that. Like Samson, you don't give your secret away. You know that he did, and look what happened to him. But you don't give your secret away. Why? Because we need the power to do the job. That power is invisibly given to us by our child's attachment to us. They're wanting to be with us, to be like us, to belong, to matter to us, to be known by us. That power is our sacred trust. We must be careful with it. We must never abuse it. We must hold it sacred. Without it, we can't do our job. And, we must support it, but never draw attention to it. So the whole idea of using reward is to manipulate a child. It's using their needs for approval against them. And Skinner, who popularized this, was obvious. He said that obviously. We are so fortunate, so did Adler say it, we're so fortunate that children are so hungry for affiliation or for approval, so that we can use those needs to manipulate and shape their behavior. So that's a behaviorist, a learning theorist. Now, if you're a developmentalist, like Carl Rogers was, and I speak, and you don't need to know these people, but there's this huge controversy, there always has been, went back to Jean-Jacques Rousseau in the 1700s. Either we bring children to potential by fulfilling their attachment needs, or we shape them through using their attachment needs against them. So on which side are you? And what I speak and hold on to your kids and say, look, if you're a developmentalist at heart, if you believe that love is the answer, then get on with the job. If you are cynical and you think they have to be shaped like some kind of sculpted, and there isn't some spontaneous life force that makes the geranium a geranium and the oak tree an oak tree, now you are going to be preoccupied with teaching skills, with reinforcement, with reward, and all of those kinds of things. It just saddens me that so many parents are trying to sculpt their children instead of grow them up. They're good in the garden, and then it comes to their own children, they're even better with their pets. And then it comes to their own children, and they're busy using reward and reinforcement of shaping their behavior instead of trusting in the natural, spontaneous life force to grow them up. All they need is conditions that are conducive. The rest will unfold.
So, Gordon, maybe you can give us an example of what does that look like when a parent is creating the conducive conditions and something is happening. Maybe you could give us an image of how that unfolds, what that looks like, parenting from that place of love.
Well, let's say the meal is breaking down. There's disruptive behavior. The siblings are getting at each other. They're arguing. They're not listening. They're not closing their mouth when they chew, and it's just chaotic. So what happens is parents will say, I said, if you don't do this, so they get more coercive, more powerful, when clearly something is wrong. So how would you do this as a developmentalist? How would you go? Well, if you know where your power lies in attachment, what might you do? Well, you might try to get the eyes, a smile and a nod, collect the child, divide and conquer, get them on one. I need to take you to the living room right now. Are we going to have a little talk? Try to do that. Get them, get the smile, the nod, first of all. So you got a sense of attachment. You got a sense that they are now attending to you. We speak to children when we've lost their attention. You can't get that way. You've got to get the attention back. You get the eyes, the smile, the nod, do do a little bit of homework. When you do the homework, now come alongside it. You were wanting to do this. You were wanting to do, there's a time and place for that. Get a few nods. And while they're nodding, in now when you have more influence and power, I tell you what, mommy is, we're going to have a conversation, or we're going to play a little bit of a game. Play is always great to orchestrate behavior. And it will be a game of conversational ping pong. I'll tell you what I mean. You say something, then I say something. We'll pass it along. This will be great fun. You'll see. And can I count on you to give it a try? Wait till you get the nods. Get some nods that are easy to get. Wait to do it. Go back, keep the connection, and start working it along. Now, that might not work, but you got the idea that what would work, and what you do is you go back to retreat, find out where your power lies, nurture it, get the connection, and then be able to solicit the right intentions and do this. You can handle any problem that way.
I believe that's true. And I feel like it's almost a combination of equanimity. It's not attached to you being right or wrong, and also just deep trust in that power. I mean, I think, like, as an example, I was hanging out with a little girl and she wanted to go outside without her coat, and it was very cold. And I said, I know that you feel that way, but you are going to wear your coat because I don't want you to get cold. And I wasn't angry or, that's just what's happening. And, she eventually put on her coat and it was all good because
you can feel into your power. That's fine. You can feel into it. You can, Alpha, you can say it. If you think that in the dance you have enough power to lean into it, go ahead and do it. If you don't feel you have enough, you would change the subject, connect, get the eyes to smile, nods, go in the interaction, increase the connection. Now with your increased power, try and move into it from a different place to be able to get the right result.